The following tutorial is for the ACTI Windows-based NVR version 3.0.10.35 and goes through how to create a layout for your cameras along with how to add and utilize maps to the layout. So first off, how do you create a new layout? Say you have your cameras inside your system and you want to create a new view here. So you want to come up to this button here that says Create View and you want to create a new view. You want to select the group that you want it under. Let's say we want it under the new group, or you could add a new group and make it either public or private. So the difference between public and private layouts is that if the view is public, then that means anyone who is any user on the system will be able to see it. If you create this view and you set it as private, then only you, when you are logged in as your user, will be able to see this view. No other user who logs into the system under their credentials will be able to see the view. You can also go ahead and set it as the default view should you choose to do so. So after we create this view, we have this nice 4 layout. We can also change the different layouts that we want using the layout functions up here. If you click on the arrows, we also have other options. But if this is not what you want, then you can also edit the layout, which I will show later. So first off, you just want to click and drag your cameras out to the view panes as such. And then after you're done, you can go ahead and save the view by clicking on the Save View button here. If you also want to no longer let it be the default view, you can also check this button here. It will no longer be orange and click Save. Okay, if you want to delete your view right now, you can click on this button, Delete View, and you can also reset the view if you have made changes but haven't saved anything yet. So that is how you create a view for your cameras. Next, let's talk about how to add your maps into the view panes. So the first thing you want to do is come here and click on Edit View. And when you do so, if you hover your mouse over a view pane that doesn't already have a camera in it, you will be able to see 2 icons. Here you can add another camera, or here you will be able to create a map. So if I click on Create Map, I can create a map name. I can upload an image. So let's say I browse from my computer and this is the map that I want to add in, and I hit Apply. When I do that, my map will go ahead and show up on my page. On this map, I can also click and drag different cameras. So let's say, for example, camera number 23 is located here. So while I'm in the edit mode, I can click and drag the cameras over. I can also go ahead and toggle to show what direction this camera is looking at. And let's say I don't like the layouts that we've provided up here. Okay, what I can do is, if still under edit mode, if you look at the bottom right hand corner of this view pane, you will be able to see an icon. If you just click and drag this icon, you can resize the layout. So for example, I just made this camera the whole top, and then I still have an extra camera that I can put here or another EMAP here. So after I'm done, I can go ahead and click on Save View, and it will go ahead and save it as such. Okay, I can also click on this camera, and when I double click on it, I will be able to see a small snippet of the video that this camera is currently seeing. And if I double click on it again, it will go away. All right, so currently this camera is set up for motion, so anytime it's triggering any sort of motion, it will go ahead and show you that motion icon. So here, as you can see, you can mix cameras and your maps together in the same view. In addition, you can also create links from one view to another. So for example, if I go back into the edit mode, let's say I want to link map 1 to this map. So if I click and drag map 1 onto this particular map, I've created a link. So when I hit save, so then if I go ahead and click on the link to map 1, it'll automatically take me over to this view of map 1. So map 1 is where I have the first map and another camera in this particular view. Finally, one of the other things that you can do with the functions that we provide in the NVR is that you can go ahead and, while out of the edit view in the normal view, let's say that you really want to see this particular camera, right? You can double click and see the small video, but let's say that you don't want a small video and you want to see the whole thing. What you can do is you can click and drag into the video pane and it will automatically show you your camera in real time. In addition, if needed, if you want to zoom in on your map, you can click on the buttons here in the top right hand corner. You will be able to zoom in on your map and click and drag accordingly. And of course, you can also make it the largest that it will go, or go back to the default size. That about concludes it for today's tutorial on how to use the layouts in the NVR and how to manipulate the other functions that we've provided.